The officials, Jack Neese, Ronnie Nunn, and Ted Bernhardt. Ewing and Bradley on the opening tip. And controlled by the Knicks' Derek Hopper. The Knicks coming off the win over the Bullets on Saturday night. They go right to Charles Smith. Patrick Ewing on the rebound. And Jeff Malone controls. Malone trying to put a move on Starks. Rebounded by Smith. We are just underway at the Spectrum. Oakley able to save it. John Starks hit his last 4 shots from the field on Saturday night after being benched at the start of the half. New 24 for the Knicks. And the call made by the outside official Ted Bernhardt. John Lucas looking for a travel, but the call against the Sixers. No announcement on the call. 22 remaining on the 24.
Mystery call, Marv.
Here is Ewing. So Patrick Ewing, who took only 3 shots the other night, 1 of 3 from the field in only 26 minutes of play, is 1 for 2 here in the early going. Dana Barros looking for Clarence Weatherspoon.
Another clear-out situation, which the Knicks have faced a lot of recently, with leading players on their opponents' teams taking one-on-one opportunities and getting something out of it. That's where the Knicks need a lot of help when that happens, as all teams do. Anybody can beat anybody in this league one-on-one.
Charles Smith picked up the foul. Weatherspoon again isolated against Smith. Clarence Weatherspoon, who had a 23-point game in the win over the Cavaliers on Saturday night, is tied it at 2.
Charles Smith was all over him, plus his 3 inches. Can't criticize him for that effort.
Hopper left open. The Knicks 4 and the Sixers 2.
It's the man we were focusing on at the outset. Dana Barros doing a great job passing the basketball, protecting it.
Scott Williams. Nice save by Oakley, who went behind the back. Starks. Smith not able to convert. Oakley, who dove for the ball, back on his feet and apparently all right. I think he landed on his wrist. Here's Malone. Both clubs not shooting well here at the start. Ewing had it knocked away, recovered by Starks. 2.5 minutes gone by. The Knicks with a 4-2 lead. Smith from deep. And back comes Barros.
Knicks are facing a team similar to the Bullets in that if they have any kind of patience, already we can see they're getting open shots.
Ewing with the rejection, last touched by Barros. Well, Dana Barros went right at Patrick Ewing and was turned back. Dana Barros, as you mentioned, has been playing very well lately. 64 assists the last 7 games, only 4 turnovers, which is a tremendous turnover assist ratio. Pretty pass from Ewing, and Oakley extends to a 6-2 lead.
Jeff Malone was along for the ride on Charles Oakley's back. Wisely didn't bother to foul him. It wouldn't have affected the shot.
Barros got the step. Beautiful spin. He was banking Hopper, and then was able to use the quickness.
Sixers doing a nice job clearing out the left side, it seems, every time down court. John Starks brings that jump shot now in his 2nd jump shot attempt.
So Starks has hit 1 of 2, and the Knicks with an 8-4 advantage. Bradley setting up left side of the lane, looking for deeper position. Way off, getting a piece of the glass. Starks accelerated. Smith fouled by Scott Williams.
You know, Bradley shot that jump shot as though Patrick Ewing might block it. He seemed to rush it. When you consider the 7-inch height advantage he has, There's no need for him to rush his shots. Very few people are going to go up and block his shot.
Sean Bradley has played better recently. Got off to a bad start in the last outing against the Cavaliers. 7 points, 8 rebounds, 4 blocked shots for Bradley.
Take a look at that last shot by Sean Bradley. Going up with Patrick Ewing on him. Bradley missing big time on that shot. Opened it up for the Knicks.
The Knicks 10 and the 76ers 4. It's one of those back-to-back sequences for the Knicks. They'll play the Celtics back at the Garden tomorrow night. Weatherspoon had it knocked away. He thought he was fouled.
Charles Oakley came over to help out Charles Smith and broke that attempt up.
Weatherspoon still discussing the call with the official, Jack Neese. Clarence Weatherspoon looks like he's worked his way back into shape. We saw him in the opening game of preseason. The Knicks playing the Sixers in Charleston, and he had put the pounds on. Oakley tried to save it and is called for a travel. He was backpedaling along the baseline, so the Sixers will get it back.
Remember Doug Collins saying some years ago, Marv, you might recall, about Charles Oakley, who he coached in Chicago, that he had a balance. He thought he had a balance problem, which is perhaps one reason why he's on the floor so much. He looked like he couldn't keep his balance on that last play.
Again, one-on-one. Weatherspoon working against Smith, forced it, and the rebound swept by Ewing. Smith, and he was hacked. Charles Smith in traffic, hit by Bradley.
Second, Charles Smith.
Once again, Charles Smith to the line. Charles, the high man, against the Bullets on Saturday. 9 of 14, 23 points. He was the go-to guy, with Patrick Ewing having a very unusual game. For Ewing, his lowest scoring regular season performance since March of '87, a game against Indiana. Ewing the other night, 1 for 4, only 3 points, but he did haul down 10 rebounds.
And those 10 rebounds led the game. No one had any more than he did.
The Knicks 12, 76ers 4, and John Lucas requesting the timeout. 7:23 to go. First quarter.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's now time for the Comcast Metrophone Musical Chairs game. We have 5 lucky fans.
I look forward to the visit to the Museum of Broadcasting. I checked it out a couple of years ago, as Charles Oakley is able to knock it down and give the Knicks a 14-6 lead. They have a number of your great moments in broadcasting.
Sure.
In the archives, and all you have to do it. In fact, any folks who will be dropping by, just look it up in the files under Andresi or Andres or Johnny Hoops.
And I'm sure anybody could hear me breathing next to you.
No,
sure.
Wait a
second. It'll be you chatting away. Oh, there's the affable, friendly, handsome, and youthful Al Troward, star of the Al Troward Show.
Are you desirous of something from Al?
Hey, why not?
Well, both clubs beginning to heat it up after the slow start. Malone brings the Sixers within 6. We're halfway through the first quarter. Ewing, yes.
You know, he's getting away with a move that Sean Bradley should be sending that ball right back away. He's taking that right hand, turning right into Bradley. Bradley doesn't even have to reach very far, and still he cannot bother Patrick yet.
Again, they isolate Weatherspoon against Smith. Bradley missed time. Weatherspoon fell down, but Smith not able to take advantage. Oakley again.
I don't know about this Sixer defense. 2, 3 passes, and there's a wide open jump shot for the Knicks.
Charles Oakley hitting his first 3 shots. He has 6 points. The Knicks 18 and the 76ers 8. Bradley gets inside. jumper off the fake, got the step. Starks for three. Yes. Oh, hot shooting by the Knicks. They now lead 21-8.
That's an example of Charles Smith's unselfishness. He sensed that John Starks was ready. He could have taken a jumper, but he gave it up to Starks.
Weatherspoon, this time against Oakley. And a loose ball foul call.
Loose ball foul, Patrick Ewing.
It's on Ewing.
Second, team third.
So for Ewing, his second.
Substitution number 4, Sharon Wright checks in for Sean Bradley.
And now Sean Bradley will sit down. Replaced by the rookie Sharon Wright. Knicks have picked up the shooting. 8 of 15 overall. And a foul again against the Knicks.
Personal foul, John Starks is first.
John Starks is first. Fourth team foul on the Knicks. Herb Williams comes on for Patrick Ewing. Ewing leads with 4 points. 2 for 4 from the field. So he has already surpassed his shot total for the game on Saturday. Here's Wright. Wright in his first attempt way off. Harper lost his footing, but able to get it to Smith. Brown wanted to travel. Harper may have come from out of bounds to handle that pass. Malone. Good punch out by Smith.
Malone has missed a couple of open jumpers. The Knicks are fortunate because he's one of the game's great jump shooters.
Herb Williams now operating against Scott Williams. Nicely done. Herb going glass. And the Knicks with a 23-8 lead on the 76ers. And again, a timeout taken by John Lucas with 3:50 to go in this first quarter. Hot shooting by the Knicks. One-time member of the Miami Heat was signed as a free agent early last month. Barros and Malone in the backcourt with Burton, Williams, and Wright up front.
Good
offensive foul.
Dana Barros.
It's on Barros.
Personal foul. The Knicks call timeout.
And now the Knicks call for time, and this will be a full timeout. The Knicks 25 and the 76ers 10.
Our pick to come down to watch the remainder of the game.
Dumb, a person lacking mental power.
Want to hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Points. And the foul against the Knicks. Offensive foul.
Offensive foul, Charles Oakley.
Charles Oakley setting it.
Foul.
Illegal pick. That's his first foul. The Knicks began the game hitting only 4 of 11 from the field. Since then, 6 of 7. And they lead 25-10 with 2.5 remaining in this first quarter. This is Wright. And he is fouled by Williams. Sharon Wright, who has had problems recently making it back from a sprained ankle. Missed 3 games. In fact, it's the first games he had missed since high school. And he's had his difficulties since he's returned his 4 games back. He has committed 21 personal fouls.
Sharon Wright, another tremendous player in the history of Clemson University. And he follows, in fact, the rebounding numbers at Clemson. He finished as their 4th leading rebounder, trailing Tree Rollins, Dale Davis, and Horace Grant. All very solid men with their NBA careers.
Herb Williams again getting the good position to go glass. And the Knicks lead 27-12. Sharon Wright, a #1 draft pick and the 6th selection overall in the draft. Wright puts the move on Williams and is rejected. A lot of head fakes. Little stutter step. And Herb Williams just stood his ground and came up with the block.
Wright presenting a lot of energy, and Herb Williams was right on target with him.
2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. 2 minutes.
Shot clock is down to 3. Here's Barros. comes Bonner, who just checked in. Leading Mason. Mason tried to switch hands on the dribble. Jaron Jackson getting it to Wright, who's double teamed. Here's Wright. And Jackson pops it back out. Jaron Jackson signed last month as a free agent, a guy who has made the rounds with Portland during preseason. This is 5th NBA team. Barros somehow able to penetrate.
Well, when you're close to the ground, sometimes that's an advantage. And Barros at 5'11" tall, being close to the ground, was able to keep track of that situation as it broke down.
27-14 Knicks. Hoffer beating Barros off the dribble, but then Barros got the help from Jackson.
Boy, it looked like there was contact on that shot attempt by Hoffer.
Wright again faced the double team. Here's Jackson for three. And Hoffer looks to break. 3-on-2 developing. Hoffer all the way to the left hand. Yes, and it counts. Hoffer will go to the line.
Just a great move by Derek Hoffer. The temptation was to pass the ball to John Starks on his right, but it looked like Starks was about a half step behind, and Hoffer, with the confidence of just having had a shot and getting rocked on it, felt that he could make it again. He's bigger than Barros. He knows that instinctively, so even if he gets fouled, it shouldn't bother him that much. His judgment was flawless.
Hubert Davis replacing John Starks. Starks leaving with 5 points, 2 out of 5 from the field. 3-point play for Hoffer. Scott Williams was called on that foul off the break. 30-14, the Knicks with the lead with a half minute to go in this opening quarter. Good play by Bonner in getting in front of Burton, but then a traveling violation is called, so the Sixers get it back.
After that game Saturday against Washington, Pat Riley, in a rare moment, rolled out the superlatives. He very carefully presents superlatives when talking about individual play, but he doesn't hold back when it comes out when Anthony Bonner gets evaluated.
Anthony Bonner made his return from the injured list in the game Friday night in Orlando and played well. One of the few bright spots in that contest, and then played well again, as you mentioned, against the Bullets. Final seconds of the quarter. Barros one-on-one against Greg Anthony, and a holding foul is called. And Barros was upset. He felt the Knicks were a bit too physical. Took a scratch on the arm and threw the ball in a crowd, and a technical foul has been called. It's against Barros. I think Barros upset because he was scratched. Here's another look at it.
Well, he turns the speed on now, and Greg Anthony looks like he gets caught on a hand check. Greg reaching in for that basketball, certainly not appearing to want to overplay his defense.
However, Hubert Davis, as you saw, missed on the technical. Now Barros will go to the line with 4 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Dana Barros in his 6th NBA season out of Boston College, originally a first-round draft pick of Seattle in '89. He spent 4 years with the Sonics, and then it was on to Charlotte and Philadelphia. Pleasant surprise for the Sixers last year, averaging 13 a game.
An excellent long-range shooter. His focus these days is on handling the basketball.
Last second opportunity for Bonner. After one, it's the Knicks 31 and the 76ers 15.
John Lucas is coming to town. John Lucas is coming to town. John Lucas is coming to town.
Happy holidays from our families to your family.
John John Lucas preaches togetherness, Marv. And that was one manifestation of it.
Oh, yes.
Very nicely done.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't you wish you were in the middle of that like you used to be at WNBC TV Channel 4 when you were doing the early?
Actually, I passed on those, John.
I know. I looked for you in vain many years.
You'd have to look very hard to find me in one of those.
You know Sue Simmons, she'd be up front with Chuck.
No question. As I recall, Sue had some sick days that appropriately enough were used when those were being recorded. Second quarter is underway. And Willie Burton with his second field goal. Knicks were 12 for 23 from the field. Good shooting first quarter, while Philadelphia at 6 for 23, and the Knicks with the edge off the board, 16-9. Knicks also 8-0 in fast break points. Mason. And back comes Barros. The Knicks are up 31-17. Off to a good start here at the Spectrum. Here's Jackson. Off the spin. And he's fouled. Knicks going with a combination of Herb Williams, Anthony Mason, and Anthony Bonner up front. Rick Anthony and Hubert Davis in the backcourt. The foul was committed by Hubert Davis. And Jaren Jackson to the line. Jaren out of Georgetown. He's given the team a much-needed defensive lift. Spent time with the Nets, Warriors, Clippers, Portland, some CBA action. And now a member of the Sixers.
At 6 foot 6 inches tall, it's difficult for Hubert Davis, who's once again in a matchup with a guy a couple of inches taller.
The Knicks 31 and the 76ers 19. Opening minute, second quarter. It's waved off. 3-second violation against the Knicks. Patrick Ewing checking back in and replaces Herb Williams, who did a good job. Herb with 4 points and a block shot. Ada Barros handling against Greg Anthony. Sean Bradley now working against Patrick Ewing. Goes to the sweeping hook. Oh, you know, John, you love that shot. Your night has been made.
You're right, Marv. It was beautiful.
Ewing right back. And the Knicks now lead 33-21.
Well, both players doing what they do best. Two big men. Boy, you know what? That was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. That was a sky hook.
But the question is, can he do it on a consistent basis? Crowd now wants Bradley to shoot. And he does. Sixers did have a 7-0 run going before that bucket by Ewing. The Knicks led by as many as 17. It's now down to 12 with just over 2 minutes gone by in the second quarter. Davis on a quick release. And you can hear the reaction from the crowd. A large contingent of Knicks fans making the journey to Philadelphia. The Knicks lead 35-21. Good play by Bonner to break it up. Burton got the step. Pretty crossover and hits. Beautiful move by Willie Burton. There's never been any question about the talent of Willie Burton, but it's been problems off the court. Alcohol, depression, very rugged 4 years with Miami. This is a guy who was a #1 draft pick of the Miami Heat. And back comes Burton. 4 on 3, and Burton is open. Anthony looks to run. Sixers able to get back. Greg Anthony has had the hot hand. Good box out and a foul. Foul from behind on Ewing.
Well, Pat Riley's very upset.
And a technical foul called on Riley. That's number 3 assessed on Ewing, and Ronnie Nunn did not appreciate what Pat Riley had to say and was very quick in handing out the tee.
Pat Pat Riley is also upset. He's directing some of his comments at Greg Anthony. Really taking off on Greg. I think, Marv, Greg took that shot from the deep corner, expecting a foul call, kind of stayed on the floor a little bit longer than Pat Riley liked. I don't know if that's the reason he took off on him, but he did that similarly to John Starks on Saturday night, which is the reason John didn't start in the third quarter. Pat was very unhappy with John's response getting back on defense. It happened too slowly. Perhaps that was repeated now with Greg, who's out of the game.
I don't think he liked the shot selection. Although, as I mentioned, Greg has really been shooting well, but he fired from deep in the right-hand corner.
Well, you rarely see him pull a guy like he just did with Greg Anthony. He was not hiding his feelings for that play.
Also looked like Greg Anthony came up hobbling. So Derek Harper now in the backcourt with Hubert Davis. 35-24, the Knicks with the lead. 3-second violation again.
That's too often. That call happens too often against the Knicks. Now we've had 2 in the last 4 minutes. That means people are standing around.
Patrick Ewing is back on the bench after picking up his third. So Herb Williams, Anthony Mason, Anthony Bonner up front. There's Wright with a beautiful move. Sharon Wright with his second field goal. He has 4 points. And the Knicks, who once led by 17, now lead by 9. And the crowd comes alive, greeting the Sixers as they head back to the bench.
He did not hold a grudge because Greg is back in the lineup. Greg taking that jump shot that missed. He felt he was fouled. He kind of languished around in the corner, sitting on the floor, looking for some sympathy, and as a result, the defense that the Knicks needed didn't take off quickly enough.
76ers have outscored the Knicks 11-4 in the second quarter. Knicks have led by as many as 17. It's now a 9-point margin. Well, Greg Anthony is back on the floor. And Anthony Bonner received that pass while standing on the baseline, out of bounds. Pat Riley not looking to make an issue out of it. Reinserts Greg Anthony, which is a good move. Anthony's played very well this season. And a foul is called.
Anthony Mason is first.
Foul on Anthony Mason, his first. Charles Smith getting set to return.
Charles Smith checks back.
And he comes on for Anthony Bonner. Patrick Ewing sitting down after picking up a third foul. Barros is back. Barros and Jackson now at the guards. There's Burton setting it up against Smith. Went to the left hand, a bad shot, of course.
Fortunately, Smith was able to make him go to the middle of the court, not baseline. That way he got help.
Mason posting up. Mason. And rebounded by Burton. 5 minutes in, second quarter. Marv Albert, John Andres from the Spectrum. About 11,000 on hand. Crowds have been on the disappointing side. They did sell out, though, on opening night.
Anthony Mason's doing a big job boxing out and staying with Sharon Wright, who got that offensive rebound and then drew the foul from Herb Williams. That was a great battle going on, and Sharon handled the strength of Anthony Mason quite well.
Second foul committed by Williams. Now Burton will sit down.
Now Mason certainly had his body on Wright. An odd thing to see Mason come out of that play as the smaller man, but Wright is 6'11", listed at 260. He showed the Knicks and a lot of the Eastern Conference teams this summer, the Knicks Summer League, how tough he's going to be in this league. He tore it up at the Westchester County Center with his terrific, impressive play.
Jeff Malone Back on the floor, replacing Jaron Jackson with Burton departing. Weatherspoon has returned. Charles Oakley is back. It's Oakley up front with Smith and Williams. Mason sitting down. Anthony and Starks in the backcourt. Nice move by Anthony. Greg Anthony driving to the baseline. And the Knicks now lead by 10.
Interesting move. He didn't use the backboard on that layup, and it was perfectly executed.
Malone works off the screen. Starks able to stay with him. Right, throwing it too high for Bradley. Smith, foul. Charles Smith again taking it to the basket in strong fashion, and he drew the foul. B.J. Tyler, rookie from Texas, comes on for the first time, replacing Dana Barros.
Number 1, B.J. Tyler checks in for the Sixers.
B.J. Tyler, very exciting first-round draft pick. Lightning quick. Oh, Charles Smith at the line. His 5th point.
Charles now in his 7th year in the NBA. On the average over those 6 prior years has made his foul shots at a 77% clip. He's been shooting them a lot more this year. Last year he shot about 72%. This year he's at a shade over 70%. So he can shoot them better than he's been doing this season based on his prior years.
Although tonight, John, 5 of 5 from the line. And continues the perfection. All his points at the free throw line. Knicks 39 and the 76ers 27. Battle down low between Herb Williams and Sean Bradley. But Bradley came out to set the pick to help Weatherspoon. Clarence Weatherspoon. And the Sixers, after the slow start, have picked it up. Down by 10. Weatherspoon with 4 points. Anthony is guarded by Tyler. Charles Smith. Charles thought he'd draw the foul. Here's Scott Williams. Not able to get inside. And the Knicks now lead 39-31.
Scott coming off his best 2 games of the season. People know naturally who watch the NBA closely. He came from the Chicago Bulls, got a nice contract, and he's happy here in Philadelphia.
Starks hit from behind by Scott Williams. Sean Bradley went to the floor. Scott Williams now a starter. It was expected he'd be used coming off the bench. But he has replaced Tim Perry, who was projected as the starter. And Perry has not played much. Hasn't played. John Starks to the line.
John Lucas was telling me before the game that Scott Williams hasn't been in the kind of shape he should be in, and he's getting there, but he was disappointed in his conditioning.
Mentioned he's played well recently. Had the 15 points against the Cavaliers on Saturday night. His best scoring game as a member of the 76ers. Just under 5 minutes remaining in this first half. The Knicks 40 and the Sixers 31. And B.J. Tyler handles against Derek Harper.
Well, he's tough for Harper. He is so fast.
Here's Weatherspoon. Smith on the save.
Nice job defensively by Charles Smith. Made Weatherspoon take a tough shot.
Oakley went to the left hand. It was turned back by Weatherspoon.
Well, he looked like he got rocked on that field goal attempt, though.
Malone. Off balance shot by Jeff Malone in traffic to bring the Sixers within 7. Remember, the Knicks led 31-15 at the quarter. They led by as many as 17 points. Ronnie Nunn blowing the whistle. And apparently an adjustment of the clock. 24-second clock was off. They've had trouble with the clock. Remember that mystery call right at the start? That was a problem with the clock. It's bothering me, John.
Somehow
I figured it out. Can't sleep at night when that happens. And Oakley is fouled. How'd you find that out?
Just figured it out?
I can't reveal.
Personal foul. Clarence Weatherspoon is first.
Weatherspoon called
Third
on that foul. What a heated one-on-one confrontation prior to the game between the rookie B.J. Tyler and a familiar name, World B. Free, who is now the strength and conditioning coach of the 76ers. John Lucas bringing him back. I mentioned to World, make home World?
Yes, that's his
World.
name.
Okay, yes. I mentioned to World, that's Maurice Cheeks, and it looks like World B is right behind it. World B sounds better than World. I mentioned we're not seeing the usual rainbow shot that he was noted for in his NBA career. He says can't shoot him as high as he used to.
Well, he was out here popping away, perspiring freely, getting a good workout. And I'll tell you, Marv, those arms...
Perspiring freely.
Very good, right? His arms look like he's been observing his messages to his team that he's now trying to make stronger, because he really looks big in the arm department. What a pleasant guy, though. It's always nice to see him.
All those Brooklyn guys. World B,
NYC High School.
yes. Grew up in the Coney Island area. Sloppy play at both ends, and the bad pass picked off. Tyler on the intercept for Weatherspoon. And now the Sixers regroup as we come up on 3 minutes to go, first half. Malone again off balance. And the Knicks lead is down to 7.
Jeff Malone takes a shot like that. If you've never been to an NBA game before, you'd say, boy, was he lucky. Well, that's not the case. He can shoot them like that. Not many people can.
6 points from Malone. The foul on Scott Williams. That is his third. And he'll be replaced by Sharon Wright.
Scott Williams.
Non-shooting foul. Knicks will throw in. Smith, Williams, and Oakley up front. Hopper and Starks in the backcourt. Williams one-on-one with Bradley. Herb Williams over the 7'6". Sean Bradley and Herb 3 for 3 from the field for 6 points.
Sean Bradley is not putting any fear into Ewing or Herb Williams. That shouldn't be the case. He should be a little more aggressive.
The Knicks 44 and the Sixers 35. Malone fouled and came up hobbling. Foul committed by Starks. Malone will head to the line, but first a timeout taken with 2:20 left of the half.
His career out here tonight about 40 minutes before the game started, working a little one-on-one. So Willie Burton he's going against. Oh, right on his game.
World B not one who was shy about taking shots during the course of his career. For the most part, his starring days with the Sixers and the Warriors. .44-36 the score. Jeff Malone scoring the last 6 points for the 76ers, who have cut into that 17-point lead. A double dribble called on Hopper. The Sixers come in with a record of 6-8, fourth in the Atlantic, a half game behind the Celtics. They've won their last 2 over Cleveland and Sacramento. They've taken 3 of the last 4. The other one, though, against Minnesota. They started at 1-4. Since then, they have won 5 and lost 4. Wright with a facial and a little extra celebration there.
Absolutely, yes. Big-time reaction. That ought to get Herb Williams and his teammates a little bit more awake next time he comes down the middle.
You know, it's dangerous, too. You can walk right into that. Oh, that would be a quickie KO. Weatherspoon call on the foul. Type of reaction you might not expect. You might take a step back. Here's another look at it.
Now he gets the step down the middle. Nick's slow on helping out. Sharon Wright with this big reaction, which is embarrassing, I would say, to him. Not a professional reaction, and I'm sure John Lucas will remind him of that.
Well, Charles Smith had hit his first 6 free throws. 1:42 to go. First half. The Knicks 45 and the 76ers 39. Charles Oakley now putting the body on Sean Bradley. Shot clock is down to 6. Tyler handling it. Had nowhere to go and was fortunate. Last touch by Oakley with 2 on the 24.
Charles did a terrific job hustling, not only dealing with the big guy Bradley, but also helping out.
Now they're adjusting the 24. They are putting it to 3 seconds remaining on the shot clock and 12 seconds to go in the quarter. And they're having difficulty making that adjustment. Bradley. Correction, 1:10 remaining in this second quarter. All kinds of problems with the clock. And last touch by Weatherspoon.
Knicks once again have not had much of Patrick Ewing's presence here in the first half with 3 fouls. You know, Marvin, the last 2 games the Knicks have played, Orlando and Washington, only one player has played as much as 30 minutes in the game, and that was Ewing Friday night. He played 30. Everybody else has been in the 20s.
Starks the 3. It was tipped short. Now a minute to go in the half. 6-point Knick lead. The Knicks with a strong first quarter, and the Sixers coming right back in the second. It's a 4-on-2. Nice push by Hopper. Smith couldn't convert. Oakley blocked by Bradley. Sean Bradley with the rejection. Here's Wright. The Knicks lead 45-41.
Should have been an automatic 2 on that break for the Knicks.
9 points for the rookie, Sharon Wright. Hopper playing the clock. 5 on the 24. Smith, air ball. Down to 5 seconds in the half. Here's Wright. So halftime at the Spectrum. The Knicks led by as many as 17. And a standing ovation for Sean Bradley and the Sixers as they head back to the locker room. A 17-point lead evaporating. The Knicks now lead by 4. Coming up in a moment, Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk.
I'm going camping this weekend, and I love it. And I hate camping. If I want to sleep on dirt, I wouldn't vacuum. Fresh air, birds, trees, snakes, bears.
Go to Bob Page in New York.
Thank you, Mark. Good evening again, everybody. The troubled Nets have staggered into Chicago, where they will lose for the 20th straight time going back to 1986. Nets even playing without the injured Derek Coleman in this one. In college basketball, early Big East season openers for both St. John's and Seton Hall. The Hall underway at Villanova, about 9 minutes to go in the opening half. They trail 33-22. New Seton Hall coach George Blaney, 2-1 so far, hoping for a big year from Danny Hurley. And Hurley gets the Pirates going with his 3-pointer from the corner very early. But Villanova missed only one of its first 5 3-point attempts. Jonathan Haynes had 2 of those triples. There's one. The other one coming up here makes it 18-10. Wildcats on top. And then a little bit later, Eric Evers out of Buffalo, New York, hits another 3-pointer. It's been mostly Villanova so far in this one. St. John's is at Pittsburgh and a 9 o'clock tip. And don't get too excited about those reports you have heard. The dunk from the women's game yesterday. North Carolina All-American Charlotte Smith supposedly became the first woman to dunk in a regular game in the past 10 years. Well, not only would the effort not have won any style points in the slam dunk contest, it might have been disallowed. Almost a real dunk. I'll have more right after we pause for these messages. Stay tuned.
Sports Desk is brought to you by Old Spice High Endurance Deodorant and alcohol-free sensitive aftershave.
Teams are 6 and 7. After that surprise win at Cleveland yesterday, the Giants were, of course, ecstatic, but not to a man. Kicker David Treadwell may be cut this week. The hero of yesterday's game, Brad Dalwiso, appears to have taken his job. Dan Reeves will make an announcement on Wednesday.
He and I talked about it last night on the plane, and as far as we're concerned, there's no controversy. The only controversy is, as you know, amongst other people who maybe don't know us or know the situation here. David and I know that we each have a role, and we separate football and friendship, and on the football field we compete like everyone should compete, and off the field we forget about it. You know, it doesn't change the fact that, you know, David and I are friends. I'm sure he's happy for me that, you know, I made a few field goals last night, and I feel badly for him that he didn't, and it's those roles have been reversed in the past.
More from us right after the Knicks game, and then don't forget our full 15-minute edition of the MSG Sports Desk tonight at 11 o'clock, featuring Mike Quick and his weekly report on high school sports in the tri-state area. We'll return to Philadelphia after again this time out.
Beats the whiz. They just keep on going.
Thousands of shoppers make Christmas the time to give a carrot. For savings, there's a size and shape for every budget.
I found the selection here was a lot bigger than most of the other stores. It's showing me all different styles and settings.
50% off, you know it's a great savings.
This is a place with the greatest selection and the best prices.
An engagement ring under the tree would be very nice.
The Carrot Shop's got it.
Ooh, the Carrot Shop's got it. Diamonds and gold.
A hockey strike looms, but the news isn't all bad for cable TV sports fans. During this summer's baseball strike, Cablevision refunded more than $1 million to MSG and Sports Channel customers, and if a hockey strike results in rebates, we'll pass those savings along too. If you signed up for MSG or Sports Channel on or after March 15th and you cancel your service, you may get your installation fee back. Or drop MSG and Sports Channel and add them back before the end of the year at no charge. Or check out what else is on Sports Channel and MSG.
Welcome back to Philadelphia. Halftime, and the Knicks with a 45-41 lead over the 76ers. Marv Albert with John Andres as we check out the leading scorers, brought to you by Eagle. Test drive an Eagle at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealer, or call 1-800-2-TEST-EAGLE. Charles Oakley is the leading scorer for the Knicks. 4 of 6 from the field in his 17 minutes of play. 10 points along with 8 rebounds. Charles Smith 0 for 6 from the field, but 7 of 8 from the line for 7 points. Patrick Ewing in foul trouble, picked up 3, played only 9 minutes, 3 of 4 from the field. John Stark shot 2 out of 6. Herb Williams providing a lift off the bench, 3 for 3 shooting for his 6 points. The 76ers paced by Sharon Wright, a rookie from Clemson, in 14 minutes, 3 of 7. 9 points along with 6 rebounds. 8 points for both Barros and Malone, 6 for Burton and 4 for Weatherspoon, and a turnaround by the 76ers in the second quarter. John, I feel like I'm at the other end of the tunnel here.
Where are you,
Marv? Most unique situation.
I hear you, but I can't see you. Where are you?
John, I'm right behind you.
Oh, okay.
But a 20-10 run by the 76ers to end the half, and the Knicks only 4 of 14 from the field in the second quarter. I don't mind that you're not looking at me while I'm talking to you.
I'm listening very carefully.
I know a good chiropractor would have a field day with your neck if you try to turn on the fine broadcast facilities here at the Spectrum in Philly.
Well, the Knicks went cold after 31 points in the first quarter, only 14 in the second quarter, and the game just changed. And when you don't shoot the ball well, as they did in the first quarter, you got problems. Fortunately, they're still enjoying a lead right now, but they have to reestablish their presence in this game once again.
John making the eye contact contact from an impossible angle. Let's check out the halftime highlights.
Well, the Knicks started out quite well, moving the basketball inside, going for the strength game. Patrick Ewing on the double team, looks for the cutter, and he finds him in Charles Oakley. Ball movement also typified the Knicks' first quarter. Derek Harper didn't force the shot, gave it up to Charles Smith, and there was John Starks wide open for his jump shot, one of his 2 field goals in the first half. And take a look at a shot you saw last when Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was playing in the NBA. The skyhook returns, and it was Sean Bradley on that beautifully executed shot. That was Bradley, by the way, his only field goal of the first half. Sharon Wright came off the bench to lead this Philadelphia bench play, and he was the difference. Slam dunk by Bradley, and a little extra afterwards.
So the Knicks, who led by as many of 17 points, lead by 4 as we head to the second half.
To get noticed, show up in leather. To get leather, show up here. Wilson's, the leather experts. All coats shown on sale, $149.99.
There's no middleman. There's savings right there.
And they have the best selection in town.
I would love to find a diamond engagement ring under my tree. Diamond earrings for his mother and my mother. The ring for my husband.
Big, big diamond heart.
Necklace, bracelet, pendant.
Ooh, the carrot shop's got it. Diamonds and gold.
Baseball was a bust, and hockey might be too, but there's good news for cable TV sports fans. During the baseball strike, Cablevision refunded over $1 million to MSG and Sports Channel customers. If the hockey strike results in rebates, we'll pass those along to you also. Now, if you signed up for MSG or Sports Channel on or after March 15th of this year and then canceled, you may get your installation fee back. Cancel MSG and Sports Channel, add them back before the end of the year, no charge.
All is brought to you in part by the United States Postal Service. We deliver smart solutions for you. And by MetLife. Get Met. It pays.
And the third quarter underway in Philadelphia, a 45-41 lead for the New York Knicks. The Knicks at one stretch led by as many as 17. And the turnaround continues as Clarence Weatherspoon hits his third field goal. He has 6, and the Sixers are within 2 points. Patrick Ewing up front with Charles Oakley and Charles Smith, John Starks and Derek Harper in the backcourt. And an offensive foul call.
Offensive foul,
John Starks called for flashing the elbow. Look at the quarter shooting. The Knicks 52%, Sixers 26, and it turned around in the second quarter. Knicks with the edge off the boards. 8 turnovers committed by the Knicks, only 5 for Philly, as we discussed at the start of the telecast. The Sixers keeping the turnovers down low. Off balance shot by Weatherspoon. Ewing could not control. It will be Sixer ball. Opening minute, third quarter. Weatherspoon, Bradley, and Williams up front. Barros and Malone in the backcourt. Weatherspoon looking to swing in, and does. Rebound, Bradley. Sean Bradley with the tip. That's his second field goal. He has 4 points, and the game is tied at 45.
He's not physically forceful, but you can't forget about him.
Smith. Now Smith still looking for his first field goal. And that is last touch by Charles Oakley.
Yes, Charles with an 0 for 6 from the field in the first half. However, he did have 8 foul shot attempts, made 7 of them, along with 5 rebounds.
Bradley. And for the first time tonight, the 76ers have the lead. The Knicks call for time. It's a 20-second timeout. Sean Bradley with a couple of buckets in the early portion of the third quarter.
Sean Bradley getting the ball in close, just going up in the air. For him, he had a pretty clear view of the basket at 7'6" tall. In the previous basket for Bradley, he was right around the hoop. And some of his athleticism now is showing itself. His hands were in the right spot. He knows what to do with the basketball. He also delivers a soft touch on his shots.
Sean Bradley was showing signs last season of coming on before he got hurt. Is nearly recovered from the season-ending knee injury. Suffered a dislocated left kneecap and a chip bone in his knee in a collision with Harvey Grant of Portland. And right back comes Patrick Ewing. And the foul is called.
Fine move by Ewing, feeling the presence of Bradley and then going where the space was.
And that number 3 on Bradley. Sixers looking for a clean block on the play. Sean Bradley spent part of the offseason working with 8-time Mr. Olympia Lee Haney to increase his strength and size. Got off very slowly this season, but has shown some signs recently.
Patrick Ewing's first visit to the foul line tonight after 9 minutes of play in the first half. It was limited because of the 3 fouls.
The Knicks and the Sixers are now tied at 47. 2 minutes gone by in the third. Hoffer with a beautiful play. Has a 4-on-3. Leads Ewing. Patrick Ewing with a facial off the nice lead pass from Derek Hoffer. And the Knicks lead by 2. Weatherspoon set the pick. Barrows threw the double team. Shot clock at 6. Scott Williams stopped by Charles Smith. And it's called a tie-up. Good play by Smith. They'll jump it up.
Knicks putting their big men on the ball outside in a double teaming effort. Most importantly, however, behind that commitment by the big men out front was good defensive rotation. You see Ewing out high, Oakley right there, Charles Smith right there. So they rotated around that inside of the foul line area perfectly.
And the Knicks control the tip. Starks lost his footing. Fans wanted to travel.
In a one-on-one matchup, he wants to go at Bradley.
And he drew the foul. So Ewing that time passed up on the jump shot and went to the drive. And Bradley unhappy with the call. That is foul number 4.
Well, you know, Patrick felt he could get something better than the jump shot, feeling he could drive and draw the foul, which he certainly did.
Patrick Ewing has all 5 Knick points this third quarter. Sean Bradley will sit down, replaced by Sharon Wright. Played well in the first half. Wright led the Sixers with 9 points. Wright goes 6'11", 260 pounds. He is more of a power forward. But the matchup will be Ewing and Wright. Barrows certainly being respected for that 3-point range. Shot clock at 3. Weatherspoon. Air ball fielded by Oakley.
Weatherspoon has no trouble pushing up a shot, even if it's a bad one.
Ewing. And again he's fouled. Patrick Ewing right at the center of the Knick offense. Foul committed by Wright.
Patrick Ewing.
Once again, Ewing to the line. Patrick Ewing looks to be moving well tonight. The right knee obviously bothering him. Had a rough time in the game against the Magic Friday night in Orlando, as did the entire Knick team. Patrick
has to observe the fundamentals now and not fall away when he takes this shot as he did last time he was at the foul line.
The Knicks 51 and the 76ers 47. 3.5 gone by in the third quarter. Malone facing the double team momentarily. Wright posting up. And Charles Oakley with another rebound. That is 10th. Harper resets as Starks off the pick. Oakley, and he drew the foul. Charles Oakley has been very tough off the boards at both ends, and a foul is called. It's on Sharon Wright. That's his third.
I was under the impression John Starks was going to try and not take the kind of shots that he just took. Off balance rush jumper.
Pretty return from Ewing. And Charles Smith has his first field goal. The Knicks playing well here in the third quarter. They lead by 6. 76ers want to talk it over. Timeout taken. 7:43 to go in the third. 8-0 run by the Knicks.
Sixers game. The most fun you'll ever have again.
By the Knicks, and all Patrick Ewing. He had 6 of the points, and then with a good pass, the assist to set up Charles Smith. Oakley called for that foul, a hold on Scott Williams. That's the second committed by Oakley.
Unusual foul by Charles Oakley, who usually moves his feet a little better than he did on that play.
Here's Malone. Rebounded by Wright.
Oh, he was hungrier than any of the other rebounders for that basketball.
Strong game for Sharon Wright. He now has 11. That's a dangerous pass thrown by Starks. He was able to get it back, then fed with the look away to Oakley, and got it to Smith. Goaltending is called. The basket counts, and Charles Smith receives credit for the field goal. The Knicks lead 55-49. 6.5 remaining. Third quarter. Weatherspoon setting the pick. Barros for 3. Dana Barros, who has the touch from downtown, throwing up his first three-point attempt and hitting to bring the Sixers within 3. Beautifully done by Charles Smith.
It's amazing how effective and smooth he can look executing a shot like that. And yet when he's under the basket, it becomes so difficult for him.
13 points for Smith. Malone wants to get the ball on the move and then take that shot. The outlet thrown away by Ewing.
Many coaches will say, never throw a ball to a man running away from you and you're trying to ignite a break. And in that situation, Ewing's teammate wasn't looking at him.
The Knicks 57 and the Sixers 52. They double up on Barros. Weatherspoon off the dribble. Played well by Smith. And it led to the travel. Charles Smith gave Clarence Weatherspoon no room at the baseline.
As tough as Weatherspoon is one-on-one, he has to go to discipline school on some of his shot selections. He will force that ball. He doesn't seem to give it up much once he gets it.
Charles Smith has turned it around in the third quarter. He was 0 for 7 in the first half. Again, an offensive foul. And it's called once again on Harper. Smith 0 for 7 from the field in the first half. He's 3 of 3. He's hit 3 of his last 3, and he scored the last 6 points for the Knicks. So Willie Burton checked back in for the 76ers. Wright with Weatherspoon, Williams up front, Burton and Barros in the back row. That's Burton posting up. The Knicks lead is now 3.
Again, a mismatch favoring Burton over Starks physically.
Reverse, a wild reverse by Smith, who was able to get it back. Off the collision, the confusion between Wright and Williams, Smith came up with the steal, and Charles Smith with 15 points. The Knicks lead 59-54. Burton gets it back out. The double team on Barros. Scott Williams. And kept alive by Clarence Weatherspoon.
This offense of Philadelphia doesn't seem to be going anywhere at all.
Shot clock at 7. Nice feed from Barros, and Wright was hacked. Oakley called for the foul. So Sharon Wright will go to the line.
Barros put that ball right in Wright's hands. Perfect lead bounce pass.
Wright only a 63% free throw shooter.
Pick and roll play. And the man Wright rolling to the basket got the pass.
Ron Wright averaging 11 points per game. And he is gunning for his 13th point right here. The Knicks lead 59-56. Knicks back in the Garden tomorrow night to go up against the Boston Celtics. The Knicks won on opening night in Boston. 5th straight win in Boston since that long losing streak. Patrick Ewing extends to a 61-56 lead. Knicks at one point had dropped 23 straight on the parquet floor during regular season play.
Starks need some help now inside.
And the foul is called as Burton made his move on Starks. Foul on Starks. All right, Knicks game night will start at 7 o'clock. Game time 7:30 for the Knicks and the Boston Celtics. And then the Knicks move on to face the Hawks in Atlanta on Friday, and then back home next Saturday for the Sixers. Timeout taken by the Knicks with 3:31 left in the third quarter.
On the field in a flawless third quarter shooting.
Weatherspoon. The Knicks now lead 61-58. The combination of Charles Smith and Patrick Ewing with 8 points apiece, accounting for all 16 Knick points in this third quarter. Hopper. And rebounded by Burton. We're down to 3 minutes to go in the third. Barros and Burton in the backcourt. Burton now being guarded by the smaller Hubert Davis. And a double team. But a beautiful recovery by Burton off the double and then triple team. He got it to Sharon Wright. And here are the Sixers within 1 point.
Pass like that shouldn't be allowed to happen to a team that's intensive defensively. I mean, there was just no hand up to deflect that pass.
Ewing. The Knicks lead 63-60. 16 points for Patrick Ewing. 10 of his 16 here in the third quarter. So he has turned it around. Played only 9 minutes in the first half because of foul problems. Right. And the loose ball foul on Scott Williams. On the battle for the rebound, he's called for the foul. For Scott, his 4th. And it puts the 76ers over the limit. The Knicks are headed to the line. Patrick Ewing will shoot 2. Anthony Mason is now up front with Charles Oakley and Patrick Ewing. Derek Harper, Hubert Davis in the backcourt. Ewing is now 4 of 7 at the line.
Boy, John Lucas has to be happy with the effort of his team after that 17-point lead that the Knicks enjoyed in the first quarter. He said this game will be a great measuring stick for us. And his team is answering back strongly by coming back from that deep hole they were in.
Yes, he was very happy with the win in Cleveland. Cavaliers had won 5 in a row. Foul is called on Davis.
Personal foul, Hubert Davis.
Philadelphia had lost 13 straight to Cleveland in recent years and beat the Cavs 83-78. And for the Cavaliers, the win on Saturday night was for the Sixers, the win was number 1,999 in the history of the Sixers franchise, with only one short of becoming the 3rd franchise in NBA history, as you see, to reach the 2,000 win plateau. Boston Celtics with better than 2,300, and the combination of the Minneapolis Lakers and the Los Angeles Lakers, followed now by the 76ers, who go back to their days as the Syracuse Nationals.
576 wins go to Syracuse Nationals. 1,423 here.
Greg Anthony hits for 3. And the Knicks now lead 67-61. Greg Anthony is 2 of 3 from the field. He has 5 points, and how he has turned his shooting around. 20 for his last 40 in the last 7 games. Foul committed by Davis, his 3rd.
Take a look at Greg Anthony's shooting. His first 3 seasons from the field, 39%. His 3-point shooting, 25. And now this season, look what's happened. 49% from the field. And consistent also. And his 3-point shooting puts him high up. That's a very impressive 3-point shooting statistic.
This is Willie Burton, the one-time Miami Heat. As we mentioned earlier, signed as a free agent by the 76ers early last month. Now Lucas still in the midst of shuffling his roster. The new additions, Jaren Jackson and Willie Burton. I know you asked him about interest regarding Dennis Rodman. I saw when all broke out initially in San Antonio, he had expressed that yes, he would be interested in Dennis Rodman coming to Philadelphia. And Kendall Gill unhappy once again, as he was in Charlotte, unhappy now with Seattle, and there has been interest expressed here that they would like to see Kendall Gill in a 76er uniform.
I was in the Philadelphia Daily News today, and I asked John Lucas about it, and he kind of shook it off.
Shook you off, or shook the information off?
Oh, I see. Suggestion that he'd be interested in Kendall Gill. Well, Kendall Gill's the kind of guy that John Lucas kind of gravitates to because he's got a lot of problems. John likes those guys, as he readily admits.
I don't know, Kendall Gill. There's a steal by Oakley. Charles Oakley will be called for a travel.
Well, you know, when an adventure starts like that, past half court for any big man, very few of them can dribble the ball successfully to the basket without an infraction. Charles, with the good hands, getting that ball, probably instinctively feeling, hey, I earned it. I'm going to finish this play.
Down to 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Weatherspoon. And the Knicks now lead 67-65. Weatherspoon has 10. I don't know if Kendall Gill has problems, not talking about the same kind of problems that John Lucas is usually dealing with, but he's always unhappy about playing time. That's the case in Charlotte, and certainly the case in Seattle.
John doesn't discriminate. Any kind of problem.
Whatever the problem.
Whatever the problem, yes.
Illegal defense called for the first time. But it is a technical foul because it occurs within the final 24 seconds of the quarter. 4 seconds to go in the 3rd, and Charles Oakley will shoot the tee.
I'm reminded, Marvin, that last steal by Charles Oakley, which shows you how quick he is. You know, you don't think of Charles Oakley being described as a quick player, but he is quick. And he to demonstrate that, leads the Knicks in steals. Pretty amazing for his bulk and his size.
But his fast break attempt was, I would have to say, on the lumbering side. Oakley will sit down. 4 seconds remaining. Third quarter. Knicks lead by 3. Anthony got it down low to Ewing. Ewing trying to draw the foul and very unhappy. That hit the rim. Whoa. That would have counted. Patrick Ewing extremely upset. He thought he was fouled by Scott Williams. So that is the end of the third. The Knicks 68, 76ers 65.
And much more.
After the 0 for 6 in the first half, 8 of his 15 coming in the third. Patrick Ewing also turned it in the third quarter. 11 of his 17 scored in the third. Knicks 69 and the 76ers 66.
Clear out for Charles Smith to deal with, and he did okay.
Barros for 3. Dana Barros from downtown with his second of the night, and he's tied the game at 69. Anthony and Davis starting this second half. And Patrick Ewing had a message for the Sixer bench. Looked like it was directed at John Lucas after he was able to hit that shot, and the Knicks now lead 71 to 69.
A number of Ewing's moves tonight indicate that he is feeling quite well out there. He executed a number of offensive moves that showed Patrick Ewing at his best offensively. A look at Patrick inside with a quick execution on that jump shot over right.
Minute 45 gone by in this fourth quarter. Wright rebounded by Burton, and a loose ball foul against the Knicks. Should say Anthony and Davis starting here in the fourth quarter, along with Ewing, Smith, and Mason. Now John Starks will check back in. Starks for Davis. 3 points for Hubert Davis. Called for that foul.
John Starks with jersey foul for Hubert Davis.
Ewing on the interception.
What a weakly thrown pass by Barrows, known for his minimal turnovers these days.
Witherspoon trying to break up the pass. Anthony for Smith. And it's a 3-second violation against the Knicks.
Patrick Ewing got caught staring at the passing.
Delay of game warning has been
and now a delay of game warning against the Knicks. Someone knocking the ball free, not allowing the Sixers to throw it in. 14th turnover by the Knicks. Philly with 11. Burton working off the pick, but met by Starks. Burton with the spin. Ewing rebound. 8th rebound for Patrick Ewing. Mason gives it right back. Starks. Ewing missed the tip, and a foul call. Burton and Williams all over Mason. And Willie Burton is called on the personal.
Not to overanalyze John Starks, but again, it looked like he rushed a jump shot, feeling that his time had come. It's been a while. A lot of offensive players do that. They feel, well, I haven't shot the ball in 5-6 minutes. Let me get one up there. But again, he rushed the shot, making it difficult. And as you look at John's shooting again tonight, at 2 for 8, he's not in the groove.
Jeff Malone returns for the Sixers.
All right, Jeff Malone returns, replacing Clarence Weatherspoon. 10 points for Weatherspoon.
This undoubtedly will be a rest for Weatherspoon, and he will be back, I would say, no longer than 2 minutes from now.
The Knicks 73 and the 76ers 69. We are early fourth quarter. 3 minutes gone by. Marv Albert with John Andres from the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Burton went 1-on-2 and was rejected. 5 on the 24 for the Sixers.
Now Burton in a bit of a matchup that's difficult for him, in that Charles Smith at 6'10" with 3 inches on him makes it difficult for Burton to shoot over him.
Wright tried the reverse. Basket won't count, but a foul called. It's on the Knicks.
Personal foul, Charles Smith.
Charles Smith picks up his second. And Sharon Wright will go to the line. He is 5 of 6 at the line.
Looks to me like Burton is really loose out there, all over the boards, playing at a tremendous energy level. He has had very big numbers over the last 9 games, fitting in quite nicely with the Sixers. See the effect, because they've won 5 of those 9 games.
And tonight 11 points for Burton in his 14 minutes. Ronnie Nunn blows the whistle. And a loose ball foul on Mason. So the Sixers will maintain possession. Quiet night to this point for Anthony Mason, who is very solid off the bench Saturday against the Bullets, hitting 8 of 9 for 22 points. Season high 22. Burton got the step. And Anthony with the rebound. Anthony protecting against Tyler. B.J. Tyler just checked in. Ewing fouled by Wright.
Well, that tells Patrick Ewing next time he gets the ball down low, he can throw a little head fake, and Wright will go flying by him.
And that number 5 on Sharon Wright. Came on for Sean Bradley, who has 5. And John Lucas has a decision right here. Looks like Clarence Weatherspoon will check back in. Ewing is 5 of 8 from the line. He is seeking his 20th point. What a strong game for Patrick Ewing, turning it from the performance on Saturday. Charles Oakley for Charles Smith, who again has played well. Charles Smith leading with 16. Strong second half for both Ewing and Smith. And the Knicks now lead 75-70. 4 minutes gone by, fourth quarter. B.J. Tyler, the rookie from Texas, now at the point guard position. Scott Williams getting position. Gets it back out, though.
Every time Jeff Malone misses a shot like that, if you're a Knicks coach, you're really happy about it, because you're lucky, because he's such a good shooter, as we said earlier. He's been open a few times.
Ewing. Patrick Ewing is now 7 of 11 from the field for his 21 points.
Sixers have gone into a bit of an offensive lull, and Knicks have to keep their defensive pressure on. This guy is so tough. Mason was right with him and got rocked by Scott Williams. No foul on that play.
Scott Williams playing with 4 fouls. So the 76ers with foul trouble up front, and as a result going with a smaller lineup. Bradley and Wright sitting down with 5, and Williams on the floor with 4. Here is Starks. Yes. Three-pointer for John Starks. 9 points for Starks, and the Knicks lead 78-7. The 76ers take a timeout. 7:03 to go. Fourth quarter.
Long distance shooting information. The Knicks with that last field goal from John Starks, which was their third. Take a look at John's foot. Oh, he's on the line, and he gets credit for a 3. You've got to be behind the line.
Well, John Starks and the Knicks receiving a break. John and the Knicks will take it. 78-70. Knicks with the lead. Just under 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Sixers in foul trouble, going with a small lineup. 5 apiece on Sharon Wright, Sean Bradley, Scott Williams with 4. Shot clock at 1. And Tyler just flipped it up. It's a 24-second violation. And Philadelphia 1 for 10 from the field in this fourth quarter.
That says a lot about the Knicks team defense. It's tightened up significantly.
Official timeout, a wet spot on the floor in the 76er front court is being taken care of, and the Knicks will throw it in.
Those officials really sweat. They work, those guys.
Knicks now have Anthony and Starks at the guards. Ewing with Mason and Oakley up front. Anthony beat Tyler. It counts, and the foul. Change of pace move by Greg Anthony. Left B.J. Tyler behind him. And Anthony will go to the line. Foul called on Burton.
Basket is good. Greg Anthony shooting 1.
Quite a move by Greg Anthony. Tyler can fly himself, and Anthony with the ball, no less, goes around him and then beats the help that arrived too late.
Greg Anthony not able to convert the free throw, but it's been another strong game for Greg, who had some anxious moments in the first half with Pat Riley very upset with him earlier. Like he was upset about a rush shot from the corner. The foul is called on Mason. He sat him down, but briefly, and then Greg returned moments later.
You think Greg said, Pat, you better get me back in there.
7-0 run by the Knicks. Well, it came right after Riley was also upset regarding a call or a lack of call. He had a technical foul handed out. And I think Greg Anthony took that shot at the wrong time. But he's played well once again. 80-72 Knicks. We come up on 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Mason's pass picked off by Barrows. Weatherspoon met by Oakley. Weatherspoon trying to do it off the dribble and was stripped by Oakley. Charles not fooled at all by the head fake of Clarence Weatherspoon.
Get out of there, Patrick.
Starks beating Ewing, drawing the triple team. Ewing with the fake. Rebound Williams. Patrick Ewing now being guarded by the 6'10" Scott Williams. Scott not a true center, although at times will match up against centers. Usually goes against power forwards. Barrows. Anthony felt he was pushed.
He did a great job staying in front of Barrows, who also responded quite impressively with the finish.
The Knicks lead is now 6. They led by as many as 17 back in the first half. 5 minutes to go in the fourth. Open shot for Anthony for 3. Yes. Greg Anthony from downtown, and and the Knicks now lead 83-74.
Big shots, important shooting by Greg Anthony.
Anthony with 10 points. He's hit 2 of 3 from three-point land. The Knicks by 9. We'll be right back.
Boston Friday down to Atlanta, and Saturday back at Madison Square Garden for the Sixers once again. All games preceded by Knicks game night at 7 p.m.
4:48 to go in the fourth quarter. Knicks have done a good job defensively. Sixers not shooting well. Sixers in major foul trouble. Holding foul on Oakley. That is his fourth. Knicks over the limit, and Witherspoon will go to the line. The Knicks 83 and the 76ers 74. And again, the Knicks getting a lift off the bench. Greg Anthony, 4 of 6, 2 from downtown, 10 points. Sean Bradley playing with 5 fouls. Checks back in, so Bradley now up front with Witherspoon and Williams. 83-76 Knicks. Hopper and Starks now the backcourt with Ewing, Oakley, and Mason on the front line. Hopper for Ewing. Rebounded by Witherspoon.
Just a sensational setup by Derek Hopper for Patrick Ewing's shot.
Yeah, the Knicks looking for the double team on Barrows. Illegal defense called. And for the Knicks, that is their first violation. So the Sixers get a new 24. Philadelphia 76ers with a record of 6-8. They've won their last 2. They've taken 3 of the last 4. Witherspoon foul.
Personal foul, Anthony
Mason called for his 4th, and Witherspoon to the line. He's 2 of 2 at the free throw line. This is the start of a stretch of 6 home games in 15 days for Philadelphia beginning tonight. After that, they play 8 straight games on the road, 6 on the West Coast. While the Knicks in the midst of a busy schedule, playing 5 games in 8 days, a couple of sets in back-to-back. One of them tomorrow night. They'll face the Celtics back at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks 83, the 76ers 78. 3 minutes and 50 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Knicks have to remain firm as they did last week against Washington in the closing minutes and come up with big shots now and big defense.
Illegal defense called on the Sixers. And this will be a technical foul. Philadelphia was called earlier. Charles Oakley to the line. Charles with 11 points, 11 rebounds, and 12 points with 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals.
Perfect from the line also. 4 out of 4.
The Knicks by 6. They double up on Hopper. Starks. Rebound ripped down by Mason. And a loose ball foul against the Knicks, as Burton was sent flying.
Loose ball foul. Charles Oakley, his 5th personal foul.
Knicks are over the limit, so Sixers to the line. It's called on Oakley. He has 5, and Burton will shoot 2. Burton is 5 out of 6 from the line. He has 13 points.
Charles Smith checks back in.
Here's Charles Smith back.
Anthony Mason
replacing Anthony Mason.
Pat Riley going for the longer man in 6'10" Charles Smith. Rebounding.
double team again. Both teams double teaming up high. Starks, foul. Beautiful move by Starks, and Weatherspoon is called for the hack. That's his third foul. John Starks. Shooting 1 of 2 from the line. He has 9 points in all.
John coming in tonight, one of the obvious focuses on his game is he's been only gotten to the foul line in 2 of the last 6 games. So we have seen him trying to drive the ball more and more lately to do what he just did and draw the foul. And with his explosiveness, as you see now in that last move, you can see how John certainly has the ability to go to the line and put a lot more pressure on the defense.
I thought John's response to not starting the second half the other night against the Bullets was very, very professional. He handled it well. Some guys might have handled it differently. Pat Riley sitting him down after the poor shooting first half. Foul called on the Knicks, and Riley did not like that call. Then Starks came on in the second half after Hubert Davis had started the half, and John hit his last 4 shots.
Clarence Weatherspoon shooting 2.
So Weatherspoon back to the line.
It's also important too when a coach isn't happy with an aspect of a player's game to really make it clear what he wasn't happy about, and apparently Pat Riley did that because John repeated that the coach wasn't happy with how I got back on defense, and I have no problem with that. It was real clear what the message was. A lot of times it's not clear and players interpret it incorrectly, and then you have problems with a guy's behavior.
Weatherspoon is 4 of 5 at the line. So hits 1 of 2, and the Knick lead is 6 with just under 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Ewing going at Bradley. Yes. Patrick Ewing extends to an 88-80 lead. Ewing has 23 points.
Well, you can imagine how the Knick coaching staff and Patrick's teammates feel on his big-time return. And Dana Barros with a 3-point shot, a tough shot off the dribble.
88-83 Knicks. Down to 2 minutes and 15 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. And Ronnie Nunn getting a reception for this call, which is against Bradley. And he's fouled out. Sean Bradley, 3 of 8, only 6 points, and he's fouled out.
Well, this very well-mannered young man's conduct is really being tested on some of the calls he's gotten against him tonight. And it shows you how angry he can be in his expressing his frustration. Pass goes into Ewing. And that tightly called foul goes against this man.
6 points, only 2 rebounds, 3 blocked shots, the 3 blocks in the first half. And Patrick Ewing is back at the line. He's 7 of 10 at the line. Ron Wright has returned. He has 5 fouls. The Knicks with an 89-83 lead.
Patrick Ewing has made his statement tonight with his play and his shooting that he's feeling pretty good.
Well, the question is, with the knee still bothering him, how he will fare back-to-back with the Celtics at the Garden tomorrow night. Tomorrow night he's facing a combination of Eric Montross, who has been the starter, and AC Earl not seeing much action these days. Weatherspoon beat Oakley. And the Knicks now lead 90-85. 17 for Weatherspoon. It's talk that Purvis Ellison may finally be activated for the Boston Celtics. Here's Ewing. Weatherspoon with the rebound. He saved it and called for time. A 20-second timeout. Were respectable. Nice move by Burton. And he draws the foul with 1:27 remaining in this fourth quarter. So Burton to the line, 6 of 8 at the line.
It's a very tough matchup for Starks, and Burton is Mr. Explosive Energy, and Starks is down about 3 to 4 inches in that matchup, and the Sixers are wisely going to Burton.
But it's rebounded by Wright as Burton came up short. Going 1 of 2 from the line, but the Sixers get it back. Down by only 4. 1:15 remaining, and again a foul call.
Hand checking.
Personal foul, Charles Smith is 4th.
It's on Smith. That's his 4th, and Barros will go to the line.
Inside the foul line, you can use your hands on the defense, on the offensive player rather. Outside, you can't hand check, and Charles just wasn't able to make that quick distinction.
Barros, an excellent foul shooter, 86% at the line, and the Sixers are within 3. 21 points for Barros. He's at 3 of 3 from downtown. The 76ers 13 of 17 from the line in the fourth quarter. Crowd getting back into it. The Knicks lead is 2. We come up on a minute remaining in the fourth, and the call against the Knicks. Offensive foul. Illegal pick set. It's called on Ewing. And that is his 5th personal. The Sixers within 2 points. They've come roaring back here on the fourth. Here's Burton. The game is tied at 90. And the Knicks take a timeout with 51 and 5/10 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter. 7 unanswered points by Philadelphia.
Patrick Ewing setting a pick lower right of the screen to see Ewing go down and set a pick, left rather, I don't know my left or my right. Now Willie Burton will get caught with Ewing moving into him, setting that pick. And that opened up the opportunity for the Sixers to get the ball in this mismatch situation. Now Burton at 6'7" just shoots over John Starks, and he had the touch. Hey, these are the moments you think of Doug Christie when the Knicks ever get him, maybe in several weeks from now. He's a 6'6" backcourt man. Get him off the injured list, because they've been getting killed on these mismatches with the 2-guard position with Hubert Davis and John Starks. So many bigger guys at the shooting guard position on the other teams.
Well, each club with 2 timeouts remaining. Game tied at 90. Out of 40 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Ewing saving that pass. Shot clock at 5. Ewing from deep. On the back tap, here come the Sixers. With 25 seconds to go, Barros holds it up. John Lucas wants a timeout. And the clock stopped with 22 and 4/10 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. 19 on the 24. Philadelphia taking time.
Patrick Ewing sees the clock ticking down, and the Knicks are unable to get that shot up. John Lucas then with the timeout call as the Sixers try and regroup now to make a very big decision with 22 and 4/10 seconds left. They are in control.
Patrick Ewing, following the good run, has hit only 1 of his last 6 shots. Philadelphia with 7 consecutive points. They've done it for the most part at the foul line. 13 of 17 at the line here in the fourth quarter. 22 and 4/10 seconds remaining. 19 on the shot clock. The game is tied at 90.
Knicks have gone big now with Charles Smith on Burton.
Knicks have won 5 of the last 6 games at the Spectrum, and overall 17 of the last 21 against the Sixers. At one stretch they led by as many as 17. And apparently a problem with the clock. Now it's going. You know, I think they got an extra second or two, John. Clock has been troublesome throughout. Barros. Last touch. Let's see. By the Sixers. It'll be Nick Ball with 7 seconds remaining.
Ewing came over big time to help out Derek Harper as Barros drove by him and got inside. Very important defensive presence by Ewing on that play.
I wonder if they will adjust the clock. There should be a couple of more seconds remaining. And looks like the official, Ted Bernhardt, is over at the scorer's table. John Lucas now involved in an argument. Let's take a look at the clock.
Clock will start when it's touched inside. There it sits, not moving. Wow. The way that looked, it could be as much as 4 seconds.
Ronnie Nunn.
The clock starts when it's touched after the pass inbounds.
Ronnie Nunn and Jack Neese in a discussion with John Lucas. Game clock still showing 7 seconds remaining, fourth quarter. This moments ago, John Lucas wondering about time remaining. They have not made an adjustment as of yet. They've had problems with the clock on several occasions right from the opening minute.
I wonder why he's fussing, because these seconds ticking off works to his benefit. What do they think this is in Convention Hall here, Marv?
Yeah, he's perhaps looking at it differently, that maybe if the Knicks score, Philadelphia will get it back, or if they miss, they'll get it back.
Well, Mike Saunders is there representing the Knicks as the officials discuss this situation with the experts on the sideline who control the clock. And they are experts.
Now the officials are huddling up. There has not been a move made for a further adjustment. 7 seconds from the Knick point of view is certainly enough time to work it in and get a good shot off.
1,000, 2,000, 3,000.
3 to 4 seconds off in terms of time remaining. So probably should be 10 seconds.
That's a lot at this moment. When you get a player making a judgment on a pass or a shot, 3 seconds is an awful lot to have.
Well, the clock still reads 7 seconds to go.
That's amazing that they didn't make an adjustment.
So it remains at 7. Game tied at 90. Starks with the jump shot. Air ball. Sixers calling for timeout with 2 6/10 seconds remaining.
Imagine if there was another 3 seconds, John Starks might have had a better decision to make. Patrick Ewing looked a little disappointed as he drove down the middle after that shot went up.
And they have now changed it to 3 seconds remaining.
And on that air ball shot attempt, now have the opportunity to get a shot off. Oh, the Knicks could have used those 3 seconds that apparently they were cheated out of.
Starks 1 for his last 7 from the field. A further adjustment on the clock. 3 3/10 seconds remaining. And Scott Williams will throw it in. Game tied at 90. The Sixers in a come-from-behind effort. Hanging around, coming on in the fourth quarter. Down by as many as 17 in the first half. Williams for Burton. Looking for the shot. Gets it off. And we go to overtime.
At the end of regulation, it's the 76ers.
We head to overtime. The Knicks 90 and the Sixers 90.
Burton, fortunately for the Knicks, it did not go in. 3 3/10 seconds to go. The ball goes to Burton, who's a tough man one-on-one, and he rims the basket. Patrick Ewing right there to scoop it up. John Lucas, as that play began, watching it develop. Shot goes up. John very disappointed, as you might expect. Had that look that he didn't like the play that was executed. But he's got to be real happy about his team that was down 17 points to the Knicks in the first quarter of this game.
First overtime game for both the Knicks and the Sixers this season. Harper lost it. With about 2.5 remaining in the fourth quarter, the Knicks led 90-83. And Philadelphia reeled off the final 7 points. Sixers did it for the most part at the foul line. 13 of 17 at the line of the fourth quarter. Wright giving Philly the lead for the first time since the third quarter when they were up 47-45. Charles Smith, and rebounded by Sharon Wright.
That Wright's been impressive. I mean, he is all over those boards, and he's pretty quick.
Bad pass thrown off the leg of Wright, recovered though by Weatherspoon. And the Sixers looking over at the bench, checking with John Lucas. And regrouping. Barros played by Harper.
They're going to that mismatch now. They're trying to get the ball into Burton, and they do.
Burton not able to take advantage once again.
John Starks got some help on that play, making Burton move a little quicker than he wanted to on the shot.
And a 20 gone by in overtime, and the Knicks are now trailing by 2. Played by Wright jumping out in front of Ewing to break it up. It will be Nick Ball with 10 on the shot clock. Sharon Wright hears it from the crowd. 18 points and 10 rebounds for Wright. Now Oakley departs, so the Knicks have Ewing, Smith, and Mason up front. Harper and Starks in the backcourt. The Knicks are scoreless their last 4 minutes. Starks for 3. John Starks, 1 for his previous 7, including the air ball with 3 seconds to go in regulation. Hits the 3 to give the Knicks a 93-92 lead. And Starks thrown down by Burton. Foul on Burton. Knicks get it back.
Well, John, with a wide open look at the hoop, came through big time, and then on the defensive end, he offered himself up, battling Burton, who got too physical with him.
John Lucas trying to settle down Willie Burton as he calls for a timeout. 3:16 remaining in overtime, and the Knicks back at the Garden tomorrow night to go up against the Boston Celtics. Knicks game night at 7 here on MSG, and game time at 7:30. Knicks and the Celtics back at Madison Square Garden. Nick Ball off that offensive foul a moment ago on Burton, and again a foul on the 76ers, so things have turned here in terms of whistles. On Scott Williams, that is his 5th, and the Knicks are now getting some calls. That's not the case in the fourth quarter. Let's get the new 24. Harper working against Barros. Ewing played by Wright. Smith. Yes. The Knicks lead 95-92.
Well, the Knicks used Ewing to set the pick, and it didn't work for 2 cutters. But the good ball movement and decision by Ewing to find Charles Smith worked.
18 for Charles Smith. Right foul. Hit by Ewing. And he is fouled out. A hacking foul on Patrick Ewing. Charles Oakley will replace Ewing, who leads with 25 points, 9 rebounds.
Patrick looking at the replay now. We'll get another chance at the replay. John Patrick Ewing putting that left hand in to try and knock the ball away on Wright turning around. That's an instinctive move by a defensive player.
Ron Wright now 6 of 9 at the line. He's a shaky free throw shooter, 63%. And this is rookie season. And he's played well here tonight. 18 points, 10 rebounds. We mentioned earlier that he's had some rough spots recently coming back from a sprained ankle, but terrific game here tonight.
Has he got a young face?
And the Knicks now lead 95-93. He's a young guy.
Well, we can put that face on a 10-year-old picture and it would look perfectly normal. He's got the body of a man.
Shot clock at 7. Starks for 3. And a foul is called. Starks went flying into the first row. And that will be a 3-shot foul. Starks fouled in attempting the three-pointer. He was fouled by Burton. That's 4 on Burton.
John Starks, in John Starks fashion, is doing things in a very dramatic way in this game.
He is now 3 of 5 at the line. He has shot only 4 of 12, but he's hit a couple of big ones. It's the foul call on Burton on the three-point attempt. Starks hitting the second of the 3 shots, and the Knicks now lead 96-93.
This is the new NBA rule this year. If you're fouled on a three-point shot attempt, you get 3 shots.
But Starks manages to hit only 1 out of the 3. The Knicks lead is 3 with 2:10 to go in overtime. Patrick Ewing is fouled out. Sean Bradley is fouled out. Weatherspoon gets inside but blows the layup. Last touch by the Knicks. Weatherspoon, too strong, went off the back rim.
Boy, that's a great matchup, and he got perfect position on Mason. Shows you how strong Weatherspoon is, setting himself up for that shot.
Just under 2 minutes left in overtime.
Sixers are picking out one-on-one matchups now and going to Weatherspoon. Looks like they're going to go to Weatherspoon again. Mason makes him come outside, though.
Shot clock at 7. Backdoor pass for Scott Williams, and he's fouled. That was run beautifully. Scott Williams cutting along the baseline and fouled by Charles Smith. That's 5 on Smith. 5 apiece now on Smith and Oakley. Williams playing with 5. Wright has 5.
Barrows with the good look inside.
Scott Williams cuts it to a 2-point Knick lead. Williams, not a guy who spends much time at the free throw line. For the season, he is only 10 of 14 at the line. 1.5 minutes to go in overtime. The Knicks by 2. Smith now posting up on Williams. Draws the foul. Yes, and it counts.
Oh, Williams is going absolutely crazy.
It's also a nice way to break your head.
Yes, he attacked the basket support. Good position by Charles Smith, and he rolls inside.
Whoa.
Well, he didn't really go straight into it.
Glancing blow. Scott Williams is fouled out. Charles Smith with an excellent move, and he'll head to the line.
Williams' problem, however, was allowing Charles Smith to get that position in the first place. He was down low.
20 points for Charles. He's 8 of 10 at the line.
Looks like John Lucas is amusing the people around the bench area with his decision-making here.
And he's sending on Tim Perry, who has not played at all this evening. Tim Perry, his 7th year out of Temple, was a starter for a good portion of last year during preseason, but replaced in the starting lineup by Scott Williams. So Charles Smith not able to complete the three-point play. The Knicks lead 98-94. Minute 20 to go in overtime.
Knicks missing the opportunity to put 3 more points on the board. Here's that one-on-one matchup again with Burton.
And he'll go back to the line. He drew the foul. He has been unstoppable posting up. A very difficult matchup for the smaller John Starks.
This is the offense of the Sixers picking on victims. Good move by Burton, drawing the foul.
He is 8 of 11 at the line, 18 points. The 76ers are now 30 of 39 at the line, and the Knicks are 29 for 39. 2-point Knick lead. We come up on 1 minute to go in overtime. Smith going at Perry. Rebounded by Mason.
Oh, Mason again on the offensive boards.
Critical rebound collared by Anthony Mason, and the Knicks get a new 24 and try to use the clock with that 2-point lead. Shot clock at 7. Here's Hopper. Try to go glass on the scoop. Oh, look out. Hopper nearly got blocked by Burton. No contact made. 30 seconds remaining. Perry for 3 off the bench. Fires up a 3. That's a hard one to believe. Here's Starks in the open floor held by Barrows. Tim Perry has a good touch from 3-point range, but you don't look for that kind of shot after not playing all game. That is unbelievable.
He showed John Lucas, didn't he? That he'll take the big shot.
Perry this year, John, is 0 for 7 coming in from 3-point range. That is what you call a very poor decision on the part of Tim Perry.
Boy, I should say.
22 and 3/10 seconds to go in overtime. Starks is headed back to the line. Remember, 1 for 3 just a moment ago when he was fouled attempting the 3-point field goal. The Knicks lead 98-96. Here's another look at it.
Well, Perry grew up in this part of the country and has a lot of fans and supporters here, and he thought big on that. He certainly took a big chance.
Apparently a non-shooting foul. Starks was held as he was driving in the front court. Down to 20 seconds. The 76ers may have to give a foul right here. Perry and Burton doubling up, and a hand check is called.
Personal foul, Billy Burton.
It's on Burton. That is number 5 on Burton. Now the 76ers are over the limit. And Starks to the line. He is 4 of 7 at the line. He has 15 points. 14 seconds to go in overtime. The Knicks by 3, 99-96. And now Pat Riley over at the scorer's table. Don't know what the discussion is about because the clock seemed to be okay. Starks missing on a second attempt, and the Sixers take a timeout. So John Starks missing some significant free throws in the past. Very, very solid at the foul line. 13-7.
You can see the 3-point field goal shooting history of the Philadelphia 76ers. Dana Barros has made 159 of them. That really doesn't say it all because he had 4 years with Seattle. In fact, 1 year with Seattle, he led the NBA in 3-point percentage in the 1991-92 season with 45% of makes. So that would appear to be the call.
He's 3 for 3 from downtown tonight. Although if they can't find any shot and Perry is open from three-point land, normally not a bad three-point shooter. Not the case, though, this year. Here's Weatherspoon for three for the tie. Rebounded by Oakley. And Harper is fouled with 6 2/10 seconds to go. Now, Weatherspoon only 1 for 7 on the season from downtown.
That's a ridiculous judgment that was made. I mean, they also didn't look like they were trying to get the ball to Barrows. He just ran away from the inbounds pass to Weatherspoon. I mean, to Weatherspoon, rather. There's not even an attempt to look for Barrows.
Clarence Weatherspoon is a guy who is 6 for 28 from three-point land over his NBA career. And Derek Harper giving the Knicks a 4-point lead. The crowd filing out here at the Spectrum. Harper hits on both. 76ers take their final timeout with 6 2/10 seconds to go in overtime. The Knicks with a 5-point advantage. 101 to 96. Very compassionate response from John Lucas.
John Lucas is happy with his team's effort tonight. He doesn't go home unhappy about what the Sixers did here, even though they lost. They've made big strides forward.
While the Knicks go to a record of 9-5, the 76ers drop to 6-9. Overtime win for the Knicks. We'll be back to recap in a moment. Season between the Knicks and the 76ers. It was not easy for the Knicks, but they're able to pull out the win in overtime, 101 to 96. The Knicks led by 3, 99 to 96. With time running out on the Sixers, and Weatherspoon, with the Sixers down by 3, attempted that three-point shot. Surprising in that you would figure they'd look to set up Dana Barros in that situation. John Lucas looking on and saw that the shot was off the mark. Does he have a late appointment or something? Checking his watch, John?
Well, he might have outsmarted himself, thinking that the Knicks, knowing Barrows would be the logical guy, they went away from him, but the decision didn't seem to support what happened, that's for sure.
So the Knicks win in overtime. We'll be back in a moment here at the Spectrum. Right now, let's check in with Bob Page at the MSG Sports Desk.
Marv, talk about surprises. Here's one from Chicago. To their credit, the Nets were down huge in the first half to the Bulls. They are now trailing only 85-82 with about 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Nets, of course, have lost 19 straight in Chicago going back to 1986, as we've told you tonight. Felipe Lopez has 16 points for St. John's, and the Red Men, Red Storm, for those of you who are more politically correct, are running away with their game at Pittsburgh, the Big East opener for St. John's. They lead at 67-48, about 12 minutes left in the second half. Villanova embarrassed Seton Hall in its Big East opener. George Blaney's Big East debut, winning 98-75 tonight at home over the Pirates. Highlights of all three of those games coming up on our full 15-minute show coming up at 11 o'clock tonight. And Mike Quick has his weekly report on high school sports in the Tri-State.
A 101-96 victory in overtime over the Philadelphia 76ers. And for the Knicks, it is a back-to-back situation. They'll head back to New York City and face the Boston Celtics tomorrow night at Madison Square Garden. The Knicks winning up in Boston on opening night. They've won 5 straight in Boston, but this one is at Madison Square Garden. We'll have it tomorrow night, Knicks game night at 7. Coming up in a moment, the Knicks post-game report, and John will be chatting with John Starks, who right now is obliging fans by signing autographs. And he'll be chatting with John Andres in just a moment. Madison Square Garden announces clothing, incidentally, is provided by Perry Ellis Menswear. So the Knicks post-game report is just ahead. Marv Albert with John Andres saying so long. Stay with us. We'll be back.
The New York Knicks post.
Welcome back to the Spectrum in Philadelphia, where the Knicks in overtime have defeated the 76ers 101 to 96. And the Knicks go to a record of 9-5. The 76ers drop to 6-9. John Starks had his ups and downs once again, but hit a crucial three-pointer. This gave the Knicks a 93-92 lead, and John Starks is alongside John Andres. Let's go to John.
Thank you, Marv. Well, John Starks, that was a very challenging game for not only for the team but for you personally, and you managed to find yourself in the middle of all the excitement and the scoring at the end of the game. John, how do you feel about your game right now?
Well, you know, I'm still not as comfortable as I would like to be out there on the court. You know, I had a shot to win it, you know, and that shot didn't feel comfortable. You know, I just have to keep working and hopefully get into a good rhythm.
What are you trying to do before you shoot the ball? Are you now concentrating more on your feet and your shoulders? And are you thinking in terms of stage by stage now?
You know what? That's probably the problem. You know, I'm thinking about it and just instead, you know, just going out there and just letting it fly. You know, I'm the type of shooter, you know, I really can't think about the shot. I just have to, you know, just shoot the basketball.
Many times coaches will say in all sports, don't think. You know, when you start thinking, you get in trouble. But it's hard when you're not doing well. You have to get back to fundamentals and break it down and somehow find the middle ground, right?
That's true. And I'm doing that, you know, after practice and before the game, just trying to get my rhythm down.
What did you feel about the matchup you had with Willie Burton? What were you trying to do with him? Because they were going to him constantly.
You know, he's a big guard, and he's 6'7", he's very strong, and he can shoot over me. So, you know, that's a matchup that they're supposed to go to. You know, he did a great job. You know, I'm just glad to see him back, you know, playing very well.
Now, it looked like he threw you down like a rag doll, John. Was there a little acting there?
No, that was a foul.
I don't know how sincere John is, but he's got to go with the flow, particularly the way the game turned out. Now, your big man, Patrick Ewing, seemed to return to form again tonight, didn't he?
Patrick played an excellent game before he fouled out. You know, he's been getting in foul trouble lately, so, you know, it's kind of hindering his play a little bit.
The play of the Knicks front line was very strong tonight. Charles Smith with another big game, and Charles Oakley his usual strong game. Yet you let the 76ers back into it after having a 17-point lead. Where do you think the team let up in order for them to get back in, John?
Defensively. You know, when you let up on that end of the court and you're giving your opponent a chance to score, and we wasn't making the stops when we needed to make stops, and they got back into the game, but we did a great job of stopping them when we have to.
There seems to be something building here in Philadelphia. This is not a pushover team.
That's true, and we knew that we had to come in here and play our best game in order to beat them. You know, this is not the Philadelphia of the old. This is a new, improved Philadelphia team, so, you know, we have to come in here in order to get a win against them.
John, are there any lingering thoughts back to Friday night's game down in Orlando from the team standpoint? You responded very well Saturday in New York with that impressive win. Tonight you pull an overtime game out. But is the team, do you think, still shaken a little bit by that loss?
I don't think we are shaken by it. I think we remember it, and I think it's going to help us and understand that, you know, we have to come out against teams like that and put forth the effort. Orlando came out and played a much high-intensity game than we did, and we wasn't ready for it.
Well, John, tonight you certainly had your intensity. You and your teammates did, as you did Saturday night in New York, and I know Knick fans were very happy to see John Starks hit the three and get back into his fine shooting form at the end of the game when it was really needed. John, thanks for coming out, and we'll look forward to seeing you in New York tomorrow.
There you go. Thank you.
Okay, a little help from John Starks. Now let's go back to Marv Albert.
Thank you, John. And our guests received the American Express gift check. Think of it as a universal certificate that can be used to buy anything just about anywhere. All our guests also received gifts by Karl Kani, inspired by the streets of Brooklyn. Karl Kani footwear available at Dr. J's. And tonight's guest, John Starks, will receive dinner for two at Martini's Restaurant, located at 53rd and 7th Avenue. Another fine Reese restaurant. The Knicks, in their first overtime game of the season, defeat the Philadelphia 76ers here at the Spectrum. We'll be back with more in a moment. Spectrum in Philadelphia, where the Knicks have defeated the 76ers in overtime, 101-96. A check of the leading scorers summary brought to you by your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. There's only one Jeep, and it's only at your Tri-State Jeep and Eagle dealers. Patrick Ewing, who fouled out, finished with 25 points in all. Charles Smith with a solid performance. He had 20. John Starks with 16 points. Charles Oakley had 12 points, did the job off the boards, and Greg Anthony again shot well. He finished with 10 points. The Philadelphia 76ers, led by Dana Barros, he had 22. The rookie Sharon Wright with 19. Willie Burton with 19. And Clarence Weatherspoon with 17 points. The Knicks for the game, 32 of 73 from the field, 44% shooting, while the 76ers at 31 of 81 for 38%. The Knicks 5 of 11 from downtown. Both clubs spending much time at the free throw line. The Knicks 32 of 43 and the 76ers 31 of 40, and a slight edge for the Sixers off the boards. So that's the story on the numbers. When we come back, we'll hear the comments of Pat Riley at his post-game news conference.
Time now for the ice draft dunk of the game. Derek Harper on the move, pushing that ball up court. There's Patrick Ewing at the other end, getting the ball in perfect position for the ice draft dunk of the game.
Well, the Knicks with an overtime victory here in Philadelphia. The Pat Riley news conference, we're told, concluded just moments ago. We have it on tape. So here it is.
Any questions? It was just a, sort of a grinded out gut, game going down the stretch. It seemed like we had control and couldn't buy a basket for, 3-4 minutes. And, but made enough plays at the end to win the game. John hit a real big three for us to put us up. And, the game should have been closed out with free throws a number of times, and a dismal night had we not, come through. So we were exposed again a little bit, when they went big with, in the backcourt, and had some problems with that situation. But we'll find a remedy for that.
Were you talking about Burton's post-ups? Yeah. Dana just turning the corner on everybody?
Well, no, that wasn't. It was Burton's post-up. It wasn't Dana. Dana turned the corner one time, hit a three that hurt us off the blitz. But Burton and that sort of red flag that we throw up all the time is just, it allows them to get open shots and get guys on the offensive boards, and so that got them back in the game. But it's a hard matchup for us and how we're structured.
Luke did you a favor on that, though. He brought in somebody from Malone. Burton had to be matched up with Charles, and that's sort of.
Well, at the other end, if we had another big, somewhere, I'm going to think about using Smith at the 2 spot, and I want to get to some practice time with it. But in these situations, it becomes sort of a norm where teams are going to do that. We have to go big back there with some offensive firepower at that spot.
Did you notice in overtime you only gave up 1 field goal?
No. I just was trying to eke out anything.
That's not a bad sign, though, right?
Just trying to keep track of the scorers table was enough. What was going on over there.
Pat, what do you think allowed them to get back in?
What's that?
What allowed them to really come on strong?
Greg hit a three to put us up about 9, I think, 83-74. And they just chipped away. We had 3 great shots we couldn't convert, keep us sort of one step ahead, and they had a nice run to tie the score, but we missed some free throws going down the stretch, missed some free throws in overtime, but we did enough to win it. And when you can do that on the road, we played hard, we rebounded the ball well, made some good plays, but right now we're really being affected by poor shooting. We're just not making enough shots, and maybe one day we'll get our run in.
It's a hell of a shot by Smith when he drew the 6th on Scott Williams. Brought him to the lane, went to the right hand, turning left.
Charles is very aggressive. He's taking the ball to the rim. I don't see him taking too many turnarounds in there. And if we can get him the ball on the block, I feel good that we're going to get something good out of it.
Was it gratifying for you to see Patrick hitting his shot?
Yeah. You know, he's been very frustrated, and I don't blame him. And really made a concerted effort, of course, in the first half. We didn't have a chance, but we really made a concerted effort to run a lot of the offense.
We gotta wait until the end.
I thought he was very sharp for the most part.
Sharp in the second half, particularly.
Yeah, you know, he never had a chance in the first half. You know, he was out of the game. You know, that makes it very difficult.
When that shot starts and miss at the end, what were you looking there?
Well, either he or Harp. If Harp got the ball at half court, then he was just going to drive it. And the play that John had, they had Williams off of Oak. And, you know, John saw the pocket. And